All right, let's go ahead and get started. We may have more people joining us throughout this session, but good morning and welcome to All Up in Your Small Business, a webinar series hosted by the Greenville Eastern North Carolina Alliance. Thank you all so much for being with us today. My name is Maria Satira. I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications here at the Greenville ENC Alliance, and I will be moderating today's webinar. Now, if you're not familiar with our organization, I just want to provide a little bit of background information. We're a public-private partnership focusing on promoting economic development in Greenville-Pitt County through industry recruitment, expansion, and retention, as well as development of sites and buildings, marketing and promotion of our community, workforce development, and that includes talent attraction and retention, and small business and entrepreneurship efforts, which is why we're all here today. We're excited to launch this webinar series on a monthly basis with speakers of various topics to help small business owners and entrepreneurs start, maintain, and grow their businesses. Today, we are honored to have Halle Nobles, Director of the Small Business Center at Pitt Community College, join us to share information about the valuable and free, emphasis on free, resources available to current and aspiring business owners. So before we dive in, I just want to give a few quick housekeeping notes. If you do have a question during the presentation, please feel free to drop it in the chat. There will be plenty of time for Q&A at the end of the presentation, but you're also welcome to ask questions throughout the presentation and they'll be addressed at the end. Please stay on mute during the presentation. And just another reminder that this webinar will be recorded. So if you do have to leave early or maybe you arriving late, that's okay. We'll send you the link to view the session within the next 24 hours. Now, without further delay, let's introduce Halle Nobles. As a Farmville native and East Carolina University graduate, Halle is passionate about entrepreneurial development. Through her role at the Small Business Center, she helps new businesses get off the ground and running, and also assists entrepreneurs with expanding small businesses and reevaluating business strategies. She earned a Bachelor of Business Administration and Management with a concentration in international business from ECU in 2019 and a Master of Business Administration in 2021. She also completed a graduate certificate in marketing at ECU and a Bachelor of Arts in Foreign Languages and Literature with a concentration in German. She is also an international business and management instructor at ECU and has business counseling experience with specialization in social media marketing and international management. In addition to one-on-one counseling and other business resources, PCC Small Business Center offers quality training opportunities to help prospective and existing small business owners in the community succeed, leading to job creation and retention right here in Pitt County. Now, the Small Business Center is part of the North Carolina Small Business Center Network, which is comprised of centers at each of the state's 58 community colleges. Halle, thank you for being with us today, and we are excited to hear your presentation.
Thank you for having me. That was really good. I feel like important. So if you could share the presentation for me.
Yep, I'm working on it. And of course, now that I say I'm working on it, it's not pulling up on my end. So give me just a second.
Okay.
Let me restart here and see if that will let me do it. We practiced all of this to make sure it all worked. And of course, as soon as the same time, it doesn't work. Technology.
Technology is great until you.
There it is.
Perfect.
All right.
Alrighty. So, good morning. I was going to say afternoon. It's still morning. My name again is Halle Nobles, and I am the director of the Small Business Center here at Pitt Community College. And you can hit the next slide. Okay, so a little bit about me. You've already heard that was an excellent bio, so I don't want to do it again. But I am from Farmville, North Carolina, and if you want to add me on LinkedIn, there is my LinkedIn address, or you can scan the QR code right there, and just add me right quick and reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I will absolutely love to connect with everybody. And then you can do the next slide. Okay, so what do? We are basically a free business help. And technically, you have already paid for it because we are paid through taxes. I love telling people that you've already paid for it, so you might as well use it. And so we do one-on-one confidential counseling, and I will get into that a little bit further. We do seminars, workshops, and we have a resource center. Next slide. So our seminars, we have anything and everything you can possibly imagine when it comes to seminars. So we have seminars from grant writing to government contracts, We partner with the Department of Revenue to give out seminars about sales tax. There is everything about, how to operate there's one tonight about how to operate a business as an introvert. And so, there is anything and everything you can possibly imagine. It is up there. There is a link at the end of this presentation. So if you go to that link, it'll take you to the seminars, and that's how you're able to find them. We are launching in September a series about how to pitch your business, and that will be in person. Some of the seminars that are offered are statewide, so they might be online, but as a resident of North Carolina, you're allowed to go to any of these, not just Pitt counties. So if you wanted to drive to, Wake Tech Community College to attend one of their in-person seminars, you are absolutely able to. You're not just limited to what we do in North Carolina. But there are ones that are online as well. So if you don't want to drive all the way up there, there's anything and everything offered online. These are not on demand. These are live because the way this works is that we usually contract these out to subject matter experts. And these people have their information copyrighted. So that is why, is because it is a copyright issue, because a lot of people are like, I want it on demand. It doesn't fit with my work schedule. But unfortunately, that is why it is not recorded. You can do the next slide. So our counseling, so we can do counseling on anything from, again, grant writing, government contracts. Business plans is usually what we help people get started with. But if you are having difficulties keeping your existing business afloat, we can help with that as well. You name it, we do it. If you are having difficulties and, it's kind of out of my realm of expertise, we are a part of the Small Business Center network. So I can shoot an email to the 58 other directors and someone knows. There are directors who are lawyers. There are directors who are, have their doctorate. So there's directors who are small business owners. So there's anybody and everybody has worked as a director in the SBC. And that's really one of our strengths, is that we're not just, this niche little thing. We have a vast variety of experience behind us network. You can go to the next one. Oh, go back right quick. Sorry, I forgot to mention. So at Pitt Community College, we do offer grant writing. We employ a grant writer who will help you do a grant. However, you have to meet with me 3 times in order to get a business plan and everything up and running. But, if you don't have that yet, it's just like prerequisites basically in order to meet the grant writer, because we do have a limited budget because we are a state organization. And so we work with what we got. But we are absolutely more than willing to help with grants. I know a lot of people look for grants, and she will help you find grants as well. So, you're like, I have no idea where to start, then that's always an option. We will be offering the grant class again this upcoming fall, but I'm not sure exactly when yet. It's kind of like scheduling issues and, just a bunch of behind the scenes stuff that we're still working on. But if you follow our Instagram and our Facebook, which I will put in the chat, we will have, that's a place where we announce the events and stuff as well as our website. Our website usually gets them first. Okay, now you can do the next slide. Sorry about that. Okay, so our resource center. So we actually have up-to-date MacBooks where you can come in and say, okay, I need to do research. So if you potentially don't have a computer or anything, you can come and use our computers. We do have up-to-date research as well. If you are a client of the Small Business Center, you are allowed to use Pitt Community College's library, and that comes with the databases that the library has. In addition to the Small Business Center also has its own databases for economic development research and stuff like that. We also have professional development materials. So if you more, about how to be a good leader and stuff like that, we have books and electronic stuff is for that as well. You can click the next slide. Okay, so to contact us, again, my name is Halle Nobles. That is my email address. It is pretty long. It's not easy to just rattle off. So if you want to call, that is probably the best bet. I do prefer emails though, because I'm not always at my desk because I'm in client meetings and stuff. But for more information, that is our website address. And if you click on it, it should take you, will automatically take you. You're muted. Maria, you're muted.
I unmuted for us. We're working to pull it together.
Okay, sorry.
You're okay.
I was trying to read lips and I'm like, I can't read lips that well. I wish I could share my screen because I wanted to share our website with y'all. But if you go to our website, yep, it has a lady in an apron, I always say. And then if you scroll down, and then you click the blue link that says free seminars from across the state to just down the road. And this takes you to all of our events. And then if you go at the top, you can click the location. It says center. Yep. And then you can change it to online and your area code. And then if you do online, you can search by topic. And there is anything you could possibly imagine. So yep, like I said, there's one tonight about introverted business owners. So that is one I'm actually attending just out of curiosity. There's photography, there's QuickBooks, there's nonprofits, there's grant writing, there's anything and everything you can possibly imagine. One thing I did want to touch on is, have y'all heard of the Beneficial Ownership Information Reporting Act okay. So this is through the U.S. Treasury's, the Financial Crimes Unit. So every business owner has to do it by the end of the year. And so it is basically cracking down on like shell companies, but it is saying, here's who owns this business. And if you're only, one person, it takes 5 minutes. I had a client say the hardest part was figuring out how to print it off. So it's not too bad, but I just wanted to have like a PSA of like, hey, go ahead and do it because, you do have it to the end of the year. And I know the Secretary of State has been sending out more information on it, but it's, I just, every time I'm in front of people, I just want to remind people, go ahead and do it. And if it is, the link, I should have put this in the presentation, but the link is fincen.gov/BOI. And I can put it in the chat as well. It takes 5 minutes. And like I said, one of my clients said the hardest part was figuring out how to print it off. But that is it for me. Thank you, everybody.
I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Happy to moderate some questions if anybody has any questions for Halle or anything about the Small Business Center. I will say I had no idea that you could tap into other resources and webinars from any of the other schools, which is really cool to know that there's a plethora of information and availability to fit all types of different schedules, especially online.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that. That's such great information for everyone, no matter where you are in the start of your business. So we'll wait for a few more questions. You're also welcome to unmute since this is a small group here. But as we wait for that, I do want to let you know about our next All Up in Your Small Business webinar that is scheduled for Monday, August 26th, also at 11:30 a.m. That's on another Monday. And we will have Sharon Walker, who is a senior small business advisor with the Economic Development Partnership of North Carolina, also known as EDPNC, if you're familiar. She'll discuss free state and federal resources that are available to you as you start and grow your businesses. And registration is open now, and I'm going to drop that in the chat as well. And just another reminder, you do not have to be a live attendee to register. we will send this recording to everyone who has registered. We know that schedules can be really difficult, especially during the day, but we want to make sure that information is accessible to all. So last call for any questions for Haley. Okay, seeing none, before we go, I just want to say thank you again, Haley, for sharing your time and expertise with us today, and to all of you for attending, whether live or watching this on replay. If you do have questions, feel free to reach out to Haley. She shared her email and phone number earlier. And again, a wonderful resource in our community that should be taken advantage of. We're so grateful for all that you and your team do at the Small Business Center. Just a reminder that if you join late or would like to rewatch the content, this recording will be emailed to you shortly, along with a link to register for our upcoming webinars, as well as part of this series. So thank you again. We appreciate you joining us, and we hope to see you all again next month.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.